Okay, good morning, everybody. It's July 5, 2018, and I'm talking about my journey of how I became sober back in 1998. Now, right now, today in 1998, I'm sleeping. I sleep all day, and I'm not aware that this is going to be the start of my becoming sober. I'm not setting out to becoming sober or anything. It just happens. It's a fluke. So I'll talk a little bit about my past, not too far in my past. Will go by my childhood. Will go by my being molested from when I was 8 to 12 by a neighbor, and I was not aware I was being molested. I didn't know that word. I didn't know sex. I didn't know any other words. No other kind of fornication. Nothing. Nobody taught me. In fact, I didn't think it was wrong. I actually allowed him to take me to the weeds in the woods and lay on top of me. What you call it? And when he was caught, I was 12, and all I was told was, "You have to stop doing that." And I asked, "Well, what do I have to stop doing?" And no one would explain to me. Nobody sat me down and talked to me. And I remember being upset about it because he was caught with an 8-year-old, and I thought, "Oh, he's I'm 12, and he's with a younger girl and everything." But I have vague memories of this and everything. I just remember asking, "What do I have to stop?" And no one saying nothing to me. He got counseling. I didn't. And somehow people in school found out, and next thing I know, I'm being teased and ridiculed and said things to, and friends that I had friends, and I was doing good at the front of the class, and everybody's like, "Oh, and oh, you went with, oh, you did, and you did, and you fornicated," and I'm like, "I did what?" I didn't understand. I didn't get it. No one told me. So then I went back. I went to the back of the class. I didn't want to answer questions. I didn't care. I gave up. I was done. Anyway, so and then during that time, I babysit for this guy, and I was 15, and I would go over, and he'd be feeling me up because I was big, I was tall, and I was breasty and everything. And he told me things like, "Oh, I know you're not going to say anything because who's going to believe you when I have a wife? I have a pretty wife, and you're, you know." So I stopped babysitting. I stopped doing that babysitting. Anyway, let's fast forward a little bit. 1972, I'm seeing this guy. What you call it? And without, and I'm at home, and I'm pregnant. I'm not even pregnant, and my mother takes me and has an abortion. Well, the guy finds out, and we break up. But anyway, so then I'm 73. I'm dealing with this another guy and everything, and he's like verbally abusive and possessive, and "Where you going? What are you doing? It took you too long." And we have fights. We have knock down, drag out fights. Okay, yeah, we're both drinkers. We're not. I'm not going to bars or anything or like that, but I am drinking with the friends. But I'm not where I think I not want to. I keep on want to drinking. But anyway, so I leave him, and 6 months later, I leave him. I'm living in Long Branch. I'm from Long Branch, and I'm on the other side of town. Never run into him. But then I meet this other guy who lives across the street from where I'm living. So we move to Asbury Park, and I get a job. Now, mind you, I was working from 71 to 72, my first job, and I get another job. So I moved to Long Branch, and we live together. So we moved to Asbury Park, and we live together. And during that time, I find out I'm pregnant. And so then he leaves and goes somewhere and doesn't come back. So I'm on my own and everything. And I, well, idiot me, I go back to the guy who I left, and I'm thinking he changed. He seems like he changed. And I moved back with him to Long Branch. Now I'm pregnant. It's February 73, 74. Sorry, January 74. Yeah, 73. December like that. I go back with him. Well, no, he's not changed. He's even more possessive. I can't even open the door. He does not allow me. If I open the door, there's he yeah, really gets abusive and stuff. But we have nothing. I have the place is played by welfare, and I get a $50 check for food. I've got this little refrigerator with that little tiny freezer, and I don't know how to cook and do things, and literally I'm starving. There's no food. We get the money when we get the food on the first of the month. He wants to have parties and spend all the food, and yeah, it's really bad, and it's cold. It's wintry. I have no coat, no boots. I'm going I'm going to a clinic which is one at one side of town to another side of town. I'm walking, and I get pneumonia. I get sick, and I had the baby, and 5 days later the baby dies. I 1974. So then one of my brothers. I have a brother who's living up in Maine, and a brother pays for me, and I live up in Maine for a couple months, and then I come back, and what you call it? I don't like it in Maine. It's not me. It's not my place to be. It's a fun little place, but I work at a McDonald's while I'm there, and then I come back and I meet someone else. 1974. And we have a relationship, but he's married, but I'm not even realizing that him being married is wrong for me to be with him. Like I said, no one's ever sat down and talked with me. Nobody told me things. So we deal with each other, and I moved to another place in Asbury Park. I'm still working at the place I was in 73. And so we're together. And 76, I get pregnant again. Actually, 75, end of 75. And this time I wanted to be pregnant. This time was I had lost the first baby, and I wanted the baby. So without telling him, I stopped taking my pills, and I got pregnant. And what you call it? But while I'm pregnant, while I'm pregnant, I think the same thing's going to happen. I think I'm going to have this baby, and I'm going to lose him. I'm going to have him in my arms, and he's going to die. Well, anyway, what you call it? But he doesn't die. He doesn't die. He's still alive today. He's 42, beautiful, handsome, and everything. And so that's 76. And during my time raising this child, I am drinking a lot. I'm moving, and I move a lot. I can tell you, I lived in Neptune and Ocean Grove, and, well, not with him, but that was later on. Well, with him, we lived in Asbury, then we moved to Neptune. And I lived in one place in Neptune, another place in Neptune. And I tried to reconcile with his father, who I never married. I did not marry. And so, like I said, I'm living, but no, I'm not really. I'm a functioning alcoholic where I work, but not. I think that buying liquor and going out and doing things for $40, $50 a night is more important than paying my rent. And so eventually, but then I try to reconcile again with his father. Moved back in '88, and but during that time, I'm dealing with in about 80. I think what year it was. I had met this guy who I end up marrying in 1989, but I'm not remembering this too good and everything. But I leave and go be with him, and I want to take my son, but my son's and his father are no, they're happy together. So my son stays with his father, which worked out very good, very very well, because it's his father, and his father was there for him. I'm so glad he was there for him. It was such a really good thing. And the guy I eventually marry is a drug addict. I'm like an alcoholic. Don't mix drug and alcohol. And he too is kind of a possessive person. Where you going? What are you doing? He's not abusive or anything that way, you know. But but then I in about 1990 I break up with him and I move. But going on and I drink and drink and this and this and this and this. Okay. And I'm looking without glasses and it's 10 minutes. Okay, I gotta stop. This is really too long. I'll continue more tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, it's July 5th, 2018 today. Okay, have a great. I'm going to Red Lobster to start really celebrating my being sober. This is my way of celebrating, and to tell you, I don't eat any kind of food that has alcohol in it. I will not eat any kind of food that has alcohol, and I'm still not drinking. I do not have any alcohol at all. All right. Thanks. Have a great day.